Who I believe to be the true birthers of choosing beggars, it's entitled parents. Our first one is from Queen Cluckers 3. I just remembered this while talking to a friend I worked with at this fast food chain. It wasn't a Wendy's, but that doesn't seem important for this post. Just know that it was a fast food chain. I was a cashier at this place in high school. The food was mid, my coworkers were awesome, and we went through more managers than parents do McDonald's lines. This story starts with a mom and her 2 children. She came into our little establishment, ordered 2 kids' meals, then left, leaving behind her 2 little kids. I had never spent much time with children, and don't really like them, so 2 adultless children in our dining room gave me a lot of anxiety. Are they okay? Can you leave them alone? They aren't going to self-implode, right? I had a job to do and a dining room to clean. After thinking on it, I decided I could clean and just ignore them. That was when I noticed they weren't sitting at the booth doing whatever it is kids do when left on their own devices. They were under the table creating art on the wall with ketchup packets. I didn't know what to do, so I did nothing. 4 hours passed and she came waltzing in to collect her spawn. Okay, I was fairly accustomed to weird stuff happening, but this is manager notifying worthy. I popped my head into the deep freezer where she was doing inventory and let her know what was going on. "And why didn't you come get me earlier?" she asked. "I don't know, I thought I could handle it. I'm a big scary teen and they're, well, toddlers." Okay, not my best move, but now aware of the situation and armed with camera footage, my manager lets me know she will deal with her next time. 2 days later, and she gives us a round 2. Another 2 kids' meals. This time, I don't wait and tell my manager as soon as possible. My manager serves this lady with "and don't forget your kids this time," passing her a slip of paper. On the paper was the phone number to a local daycare that charged based on income of the family. Issue handled. I go out to clean the tables and find these kids drawing on the table with salt. My manager got irate. 4-ish hours later, mom is back for her kids and my manager approaches. They go outside to have a tense conversation that ends with the woman storming off with her kids. I later found out she was pissed my manager assumed they were poor. My manager was ready for round 3 a week later. She came in, same order. This time my manager takes her order. When I go to hand her kids the meals, she is gone, leaving behind her kids. Cops arrived real quick, then child services, and the kids were gone, and our little fast food chain went back to normal. This was for the next 4 hours. Side note, I'm autistic. Not like very obviously autistic. Not the kind that needs a ton of assistance, but a mild brand that will occasionally say the oddest thing. So keep that in mind when the mom came back. "Where are my kids?" "Oh, it's you again." I'm smiling behind the counter. A couple of guys came in and took them. She went pale. "Guys? What guys? What did they look like? And when did they take them? What were they doing that you weren't watching them?" Well, I didn't get their names, but they looked big and strong and promised to take good care of them. I didn't talk to them though. It wasn't any of my business. I'm a cashier, not a babysitter. I would make a bad babysitter. I don't really like kids. I mean, what was this mother expecting when she acted so entitled to treat a fast food place as a daycare? That's not how it works, and most places I know, they would have done the same thing, but not waited several times. It would have happened immediately. Hopefully she got a wake-up call and learned not to just leave her kids anywhere. And our final one is by ULFR. Last Friday afternoon, I found myself in an unfortunate situation. I do not understand how these people keep finding me. I had to mow my half of the lawn. My dad's getting up there in age, so he bought himself a little riding mower, and he has a blast doing the parts of the yard with fewer obstacles and landscaping to hit. And I, being younger and less brittle, get stuck with the push mower, doing the more crowded stuff. It stinks, I don't get paid, but it is what it is. I'm minding my own business, walking behind the mower and trying to avoid any grass mohawks while considering that my family had missed a bet. What if, instead of getting the riding mower, we got goats? They're effectively biological lawnmowers, and they're kinda cute if you squint a little bit. I continued to muse on this while I took advantage of one of the perks of unpaid labor: frequent breaks. Does it make the mowing take longer? Yes. Am I okay with that? Absolutely. Note, I am not seriously looking into goat acquisition. I was just mind-wandering. Kinda like genius and impractical ideas you come up with in the shower. Is Lawn Mowing Thoughts a subreddit yet? I had actually just punched "Can goats be house trained" into Google while lounging in a chair after emptying the bag for the umpteenth time when a car I didn't recognize came down the road and actually stopped on the street near where I was sitting, and a middle-aged lady got out. Oddly enough, she looked acutely embarrassed more than anything. This was going to be good. "Excuse me, young man, but would you mind mowing your yard a little later today? My family lives in the house behind yours. My son is sleeping and your mower is waking him up." I found this rather odd. I assumed she was talking about an infant taking a nap, because it was like 3 p.m., but that didn't really check out. She looked embarrassed more than anything. I'd figured if someone her age was worried about a child with nap time, she'd just be tired or irritated. Maybe she adopted? I don't know. Either way, my life rule in this instance is, don't piss off people who know where you live. So I smiled and said, "I really don't mind taking a break. How long is the little one's nap usually?" And she started to hem and haw. He's not napping. He's still asleep." I gave her another look. Night shift? Amusingly enough, her face brightened as if that was a fantastic excuse she hadn't thought of yet. "Yes, he works nights," she said enthusiastically, which told me everything I needed to know. "Call of Duty or Fortnite?" I asked, a knowing look on my face. Her face turned beet red. "I'll be done soon," I said with a smirk. She turned and got back in her car without another word. Well, would you look at that? I had an incentive to stop taking so many breaks. Oddly enough, I didn't get done any faster than I would have, and the mower never turned off, not even when I was emptying the bag. And it just so happened to be the closest I could get to that house where I did it, and I made damn sure the lawn was immaculate by the time I was done. Did the grass lines look a little wonky after the fact? Yup. Did I get any crap for it after explaining why I'd done what I did? Nope. Well, I did turn off the mower once I heard shouting. A familiar sounding voice that was much louder than before was screaming, "Went to bed at a reasonable hour. I wouldn't have had to do that. I have a tournament coming up, Mom. You know it's important." I can't help but feel it wasn't really the mother who was entitled, but the son setting up the mother to be entitled, unless the son does, I don't know, like streaming or whatever, makes money, pays for the house, so the mom felt entitled to preserve his sleep. I really don't know, but you can't really ask people to not do things that are very common to be done in the middle of the day. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled Parents. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.